just because Sabrina is, I mean, her assist quite a bit higher than Kelsey's. When she was injured, one of the times earlier in the year, Stephanie White acted like she would not play in that next game either. And it's like, well, what about Sabrina Ionescu coming to the Fever?
Caitlin Clark out of the Liberty game? The stakes just got sky high, but there's a twist you won't believe. Why is her coach being so vague? And could Clark still suit up, despite her injury? Plus, there's a bombshell about Sabrina Ionescu that could change the Fever's future forever. Stick around, we're unpacking everything fans need to know. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 83% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. Caitlin Clark's groin injury might seem like just another knock that players deal with during the season, but when it's Clark, it's never that simple. Her name alone draws crowds.
That Caitlin Clark made to her all-star teammate, Sabrina Ionescu. Clark is the face of the WNBA, continues to deal with a groin injury, one of several ailments that has interrupted her sophomore season.
Last year's Liberty game, with Clark playing lights out, pulled in $2 million in gate revenue. Think about that. She's not just a player. She's the engine driving the Fever's ticket sales and fan engagement. Missing this matchup against the Liberty isn't just a hit to her stats, it's a ripple effect across the entire franchise. Coach Stephanie White hasn't been much help in calming fans' nerves either. Her recent update that the Fever are taking things one day at a time. That might sound reassuring at first.
Caitlin Clark will not be playing tomorrow evening against the New York Liberty. Good God, another hard game to sit through. The Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White doesn't expect Clark to be available when her squad tips off.
But die-hard Clark fans will tell you the truth. It's as vague as it gets. And with no clear timeline for her return, speculation is everywhere. Some are even asking, is she playing mind games with the Liberty? After all, Clark has a history of shaking off injuries quicker than expected. Back in college, she was ruled out of a Big Ten matchup and still managed to suit up, lead her team, and drop a casual 30 points. The tape is there. Could this just be another instance of Clark doing Clark things? Without her, though, the Fever's offense and overall energy take a huge hit.
Caitlin Clark's doing some recruiting. All right? Everybody's talked about Caitlin Clark going to the Liberty. The Caitlin Clark effect, once again, won't be felt at the New York Liberty game in Brooklyn this week.
She's averaging 21 points per game this season, keeping her team alive in some close battles. And her absence looms larger against a squad like the Liberty, who have been dominant this season. Her playmaking and court vision, arguably her superpowers, are irreplaceable. The Fever will need more from Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston to even keep this one competitive. That's not to mention the potential financial sting. Fewer fans in the seats, less buzz leading up to tip-off. The impact is real, and you can feel it from the uncertainty circling this game. But while all the talk is about Clark on the bench, off the court,
and it's like, well, what about Sabrina Ionescu coming to the Fever? Sabrina's just a better all-around, less of an ISO player than Kelsey Mitchell. So
she's been busy moving chess pieces, big ones. Her absence might leave the Fever struggling right now, but what if her next move brings Sabrina Ionescu into the fold? What if Caitlin Clark's most impactful move this season isn't about hitting clutch shots or leading a fast break? Instead, it might be her efforts off the court, like recruiting Sabrina Ionescu to the Fever. Sabrina is an unrestricted free agent, and here's where things get interesting. After this year's All-Star game, Clark and Ionescu shared some friendly locker room moments that didn't seem like just casual banter. A photo from the locker room, posted by Ionescu on Instagram, sparked a conversation when Clark responded with what fans are calling a subtle recruiting pitch. Is Clark already planting the seeds for a blockbuster team transformation?
Just because Sabrina is, her assist quite a bit higher than Kelsey's. When she was injured one of the times earlier in the year, Stephanie White acted like she would not play in that next game either.
Let's talk about why this potential move makes sense. Ionescu has been an electric presence with the Liberty, averaging 18.7 points, 5.5 assists, and 4.5 rebounds per game last season. Compare that with Kelsey Mitchell, who's been the Fever's top scorer. Mitchell might notch slightly higher points, but she can't match Sabrina's versatility. The rebounds and assists give Ionescu a game-changing edge, not to mention the height advantage she brings. With Clark and Mitchell already in place, imagine Sabrina stepping in to spread the floor, create plays, and ease the pressure when Clark needs a breather. Then there's the off-court factor. Ionescu isn't just a stat sheet. She's a brand. Her signature shoe has solidified her as a rising basketball icon, and her marketability keeps shooting up. Financially, her 2-year Liberty extension pays less annually than Kelsey Mitchell's Supermax contract, but the shoe deal and her ever-expanding visibility make her a valuable asset for any franchise. And think about this. Players who join Clark in Indiana are seeing their platforms skyrocket. Sophie Cunningham, for example, became significantly more visible just by teaming up with Clark. It's the Caitlin Clark effect, and that makes Indiana a major draw. Now picture the Fever lineup: Clark, Ionescu, and Aliyah Boston working the court together. You're talking about a team that could instantly climb the league standings with that mix of scoring, playmaking, and defensive presence. If Clark's vision becomes a reality, the Fever might not just compete, they could dominate. Caitlin Clark's injury might feel like a short-term roadblock for the Fever, but her vision for this team goes far beyond one game. If Sabrina Ionescu joins Clark in Indiana, the Fever could become one of the most exciting franchises to watch in the WNBA. Imagine the game flow, the creativity, and the pure firepower this duo could offer, with Aliyah Boston anchoring the defense. It's not just about winning. It's about building something unstoppable. So, what do you think? Will Clark's absence hurt the Fever, or is her recruiting pitch the key to their future? Let me know below.